I'd like to greet all human beings all around the world, y'all. All around the world with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, nor religious beliefs may be. It don't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're the richest person on the face of this earth to the poorest. It doesn't matter whether you the toughest to what they call the weakest person on the face of this earth. I greet all you all with the same universal greeting of peace and the blessings of God be with you. This afternoon happened to be August the 26th, 2019, Monday. It's about 1:11 p.m. If you notice, I'm on a baseball field here in Mississippi County, Missouri. Me and my daughters and them played on this. I used to play on this with some of the guys down here when I first come down here in the 90s. Some of them was police officers. Some of them were state police officers. Some of us they called criminals because we had criminal backgrounds. And one of them was a whole family that played together. And they were some good ball players. But I'm showing this here for a reason, because years ago I sat down with Muslim scholars of all nationalities, some from other countries, in prison and out. And they seen zero tolerance with racism. They didn't believe in going on and bombing up buildings and killing innocent people, like people stereotype Muslims. But a few of them, they sat me down and gave me some wisdom and knowledge that allowed me to still see 61 years old and not picking up arms when I'm attacked. They told me that sometime you have to pack up and leave. They said the Quran tells you that the earth is spaceless. In other words, it's plenty of space on this earth to get away from those infidels, those unbelievers. You see what I'm saying? It's plenty of space to get away from them because of the fact that if you stay around them too long, their ignorance may rub off on you. But in the end, Satan, the accursed devil, which we say, Awudu Bilad Himanaz Satan Nirajim, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We seek refuge with God from Satan, the rejected enemy, the accursed, the accused devil, in the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. But they say sometimes you got to pack up and leave. They may call you cowards. They may say you less than a man. But all you got to do is take a look around. All that have done you wrong. Look at Judge Scott Horman. Convicted you unjustly. You see, when he convicted you unjustly, he was arrogant on the bench. He wouldn't let you have no defense. The lawyer that you paid, he sent his son, and his son didn't even represent you. You had 4 witnesses. One was a police officer, and they didn't call any. But look at the lawyer's son that he sent. He knew he misrepresented me. He knew he didn't do his job. You see what I'm saying? He quit his father's firm and left the state of Missouri. Look at Judge Horman. He's no longer a judge. The people voted him out, and they couldn't have did a better thing. They voted him out. Now he's an attorney, misusing other clients of his. You see, he didn't ask me that my lawyer represent me right and call all my witnesses. He didn't do that because he knew, along with the state's attorney and the people from Susanna Wesley that brought the individual, marched the individual in, that they had charges on me with, and the police officer that wrote the false report. They knew what they was doing. They was violating my constitutional rights. But God allowed it to happen. So in the end, the right authorities gonna unseat a whole bunch of other people. See, people gonna get indicted by the Justice Department and the state attorney's office for the state attorney general's office, like Corey Huxton did. But you know, they said the earth is spaceless, so I have to move around. I met and sat down with Christian scholars of all nationalities in the penitentiary and out in the free world. They told me, they said, Brother Raymond, vengeance is not yours, vengeance is the Lord. They said, Job didn't do a thing wrong. He was one of the most righteous persons on the face of this earth. But God allowed Satan to test him. No matter what Job did, Job didn't curse God. The same with 3 judges when I went up in front of 3 different judges on 3 separate times. 2 for murders and 1 for a attempted murder and several counts of aggravated battery because individuals are trying to attack me, doing like these infidels, these ignorant Negroes. When I say Negroes, I short it from saying the actual word because it's the same thing. It's an ignorant person. It's not a black person. It's an ignorant person. And the worstest Negro that you can have is a black person doing something else to another black man with all the stuff that black people done went through in this country and that's going on with us around the world. There's no disrespect to any white people that are not taking part, because some black people is doing just like some of these racist whites are. But they said, Brother Raymond, vengeance is the Lord's. You see, I haven't pulled any triggers in 23 years down here. I teach my children, you don't go out in the streets fighting. When you have a problem, you come to me. When somebody have a problem with y'all, they come to me. Let me do the fighting. You see, because I know how to fight them, and I want to teach y'all how to fight them. It's not in the streets. If you have to defend yourself immediately, then you do it. But let me tell you what each one of these judges told me. The first judge told me, Mr. Ivy, you're not a violent person. You just need to change your geographical location. I heard him, even though when I got out of prison, I did change my address, but I didn't even really do it because he said change my location. God made it that I had to change my location, and I changed it. Then I had some more infidels like these ignorant Negroes down here. White supremacists, they ain't gonna run up on you. That's why they wear the hoods on their head. You see what I'm saying? They be dressed in Judge Rovers, they be dressed in police uniforms, law enforcement uniforms, but they ain't gonna approach you. They gonna send the ignorant infidel. They gonna send the black man at you. They sent him at Malcolm X. But I went back again because of somebody trying to attack me. Judge told me the same thing. Mr. Ivy, you're not a violent man. You need to change your geographical location. Did my time, got back out. Years later, something again. This time, it's stuck in. You see, in the Quran, Prophet Muhammad, he say Iqra 3 times. Iqra, Iqra, Iqra. Read, read, read. Infidels don't read. Ignorant Negroes don't read. Most of them can't read because they so ignorant. They so off into trying to oppress the black people that's trying to uplift them, that they don't have any knowledge. The Quran, Islam, teach you to seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. From the date of birth, you seek knowledge. If you're hungry, you cry long enough, and your mama or your daddy or one of your siblings feeds you, you know what you got to do. I got to cry to get this here. If I'm wet and they don't know I'm wet, I got to cry until they check and see if I'm wet. If I'm sick, if I have a fever or something, I got to cry because they're going to see if I'm hungry, if I'm not hungry, if I'm not wet. They know it's something else. Seeking the baby, seeking cradle, knowledge from the cradle to the grave. And then even on your dying bed, you seeking knowledge. Did I do everything right? The doctors done gave up on me. It looked like I'm finna go. Did I do everything right? Then you give your wisdom to somebody else. Don't be selfish because God is allowing you to leave this earth. Don't leave this earth and have knowledge to give to somebody else. That's why I give it to people daily, even to these infidels. But you see, the Bible tells you a fool despise knowledge and they lack, not L-I-K-E, but L-A-C-K. They lack wisdom. But you see, I changed my geographical location on that third time and I came down to southeast Missouri. It was okay for a while when my grandmother and some of the other people that stood up against racism, that was real God-fearing people. But a lot of them done died out. You still have some, but they up under individuals that behind the pulpit that's devils, wolves in sheep clothes. And then some of y'all approach me. Y'all know who y'all is. You see what I'm saying? If you mad at me, then you mad at me because you are part of the conspiracy to try to silence and eliminate me. I see right through you. God give me and my children and my daddy a spirit of discernment. That's what you infidels and ignorant Negroes and you white supremacists, Ku Klux Klan, Nazi, whatever you want to call yourself, that's something that y'all don't have. You see, if there was legitimate people here, you may have a few, it'll be a lot of police officers being arrested, a lot of law enforcement officials being arrested here in Mississippi County, Missouri. It'll be a couple of judges getting off the bench. But you know, let's get back to, ain't the earth or isn't the earth spaceless? See all this space, y'all? Now, I got to leave because I have one or two choices. The law here in Mississippi County don't protect me and my daughters and my daddy. They didn't show me that. You follow what I'm saying? If they did, it'd be a lot of people arrested. Even police officers. Judges would be off the bench, but God had to take one off the bench. But the earth is spaceless. I got two choices to make, y'all. One, stay here and end up killing some of these infidels and white supremacists, or move. See, I'm not one that despises knowledge. You see what I'm saying? And lack wisdom. I have it. That's how I got to be 61 years old. Standing up against all these people without anybody standing up with us. I know some of y'all praying, but I'm just saying some of these so-called leaders, ain't none of them standing up with us, but we don't need them. If God is for us, it don't make no difference who's against us, because no weapon formed against us would ever prosper. But I'm going to let you infidels, white and black, male and female, young and old, let y'all know, me and my daughters has packed majority of our stuff. We're finna leave y'all town. This y'all town. One lady came by and told me God is going to burn this town down. And it wouldn't even surprise me. You see, he waking y'all up in New Magic with them earthquakes. I'm asking him to let me and my daughters be able to part before he destroy this town. Peace, be still.